Good Monday morning. Wow. Get the voice going for the morning. Woo. As you're all congested and coughed up. Hey, good Monday morning. And for all the work I did yesterday. Am I feeling that this morning? A little bit. This is fun. Look at the dog paws. I have the puppy dogs right here waiting to get out. 4 of them. Other 4 in the house. And wife is off to work as always. Interesting how I'm sure some guys watch my channel and say, my wife couldn't hold a job for anything in the world. My wife can hold a job for everything in the world, which that's a good thing. So let's get down here and get the doors open so I can get scratched the hell out of by the dogs for the morning conversation to get going here, everybody. Here they are. Here's the pups. Up now. Ow, ow, ow. Don't jump up on me. Why do you do that? Why do you do that, huh? Down. Down, Richie. I know. Look at that. Ouch, ouch. No bite, no bite. Princess Ice likes to bite. Ouch, stop it. Nice to bite your feet. How much crap did they give me today? Smells like a lot. Oh my goodness. Hey, does anybody know this routine? Maybe know my channel? Last night I should have made a more detailed video when Rebel ran away. I made too short a video. It would have shown more how it looked like he ran away because I was riding all over the property. And so they're pooping up front now. They like to poop everywhere. Poop here, poop there. It's just poop everywhere, everybody. Alright, let's just guys get the door open. Gotta bring the other dogs over here at some point. What? Get away. You're gonna step in that crap. I put some of those toys down. See if Bob's boat, my battery's fully charged. So one of my subscribers was saying that you got to put this thing on a better. I do have a real battery charger, but yeah, it's clean up in aisle 5. Clean up in aisle 5. How bad is it? So 1, 2, 3. Looks like each one crapped and pissed each. Which isn't that nice, everybody? Gotta clean that up before I get any further. All right, aisle 5's cleaned up. Now it's time to get the other troublemakers. With these troublemakers, 4 plus 4 is 8. I think to myself, it's pretty crazy. You know, isn't hindsight 2020? Is that life? I think to myself, wow. Had I kind of known Julie would probably be married and gone this fast, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have gotten all these German Shepherds. Had I known last November that Julie would be married by, what, May? I can't even keep track. I'd have said, no way, man. Because this is a lot of responsibility. So, just incredible how so many things came to be. Oh, it's out of control, everybody. All right, rowdy ones, let's get out of here. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. See over the house. It's so funny, the deer bone is the forever bone as the dogs eat the deer. So yeah, so as I was saying, it's incredible how one thing leads to another thing that leads to another thing. So if you really look back on my channel, I used to have Joe as my key employee that worked for me, and when he abruptly quit, I ended up bringing in Julia to help me run the company. and she was still in school, but she was going to school part-time. And then eventually she raised her hand and said she didn't want to go to school and she'd rather work for me full-time. And so that created what many here know, my first German Shepherd dog ever, named Kiefer. That's what created the Kiefer dog. I was concerned of Julia's safety because I've been doing this business. I've been in this industry over 30 years, and I know the riffraff. I know all the stuff that goes on out in the field, and being approached by people when you're at gas stations, working on our equipment, servicing, collecting machines, and you can be there for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Come on, Scout. And so I just know what goes along with the atmosphere. So for me, it was very hard for me to really feel like it was the right decision to let Julia work for me and be so exposed. And come here, pups. And so that was very challenging for me to think I'm sacrificing my dog for my business. And this just isn't. Lick the carcass. Come on, pups. That's just you guys up in the office, so you guys can eat in peace, and the other dogs can basically chill out. Get the barn locked back down for these guys. And this whole barn needs to be power washed because of the crap and piss. Alright, get up there. Come on, you know the routine. You all kind of know the routine. Stop it! Here's the kid. She's so funny. She does text me a lot. And it's the same old thing, Dad. But she doesn't say what she wants to say. So it's like, okay. It's like, okay, what do you want? Just tell me what you want. Instead of it as Dad. Yeah. Hey, what? Guess what? I don't know. Oh, here it is. Now she's saying yesterday watching my video, and now she's critiquing my channel that the dogs are going to have their mouths cut open because of the power washer. So now she's analyzing my video, and that's really bad, Dad. Oh God, here we go. So now I got the kid that's going to be the anti-subscriber. I'll have to ban her from my channel as she hangs out down south and watches the videos. But it's funny, that video was posted late yesterday, so I guess now and whatever she's doing time, she's hanging out and watching those the videos from yesterday. That was a lot of work. Yesterday. But anyway, so back to the whole. It's incredible how Kiefer created my world, because once again, when Julia came to start working for me, I just had really strong reservations. That was the right decision. Because now she's all by herself, a pretty young girl, riding around this D.C. Metro, Virginia, Maryland area by herself, exposed. And so that kind of really weighed heavy on me many nights. But she was adamant, wanting to do it. And I was, adamant about how you really got to watch your back. And the riffraff shows up, you got to leave. If you pull up, the riffraff's around, you don't go. And so eventually, I convinced the wife to let us get a German Shepherd dog named Kiefer that we met by accident in Bristol, Tennessee, at the Bass Pro Shops. And we got to meet Amanda, who has Shepherd Works. She's a big Instagram poster on Shepherd Works. And we bought Kiefer and raised him. And the whole idea was that was in some ways Julia's partner and in her protection. And so now Julia, I felt a little better that Julia had Kiefer, because a German Shepherd can be intimidating. And so anyways, that played out for a while, but he never was, I mean, he did a good job, but he slept on the job a lot. He slept on the job a lot. I mean, how's he doing? Well, he's just sleeping in the car. So he wasn't really like watching Julia. She'd have to drag him out of the car to have him kind of be more of the dog that had the presence there. So it's kind of a mixed bag on that. So then what comes from all that is a guy named Brian shows up in our life last July of last year that she's known over many years and communicated over many years, and they become boyfriend, girlfriend, and come to be a company, a nonprofit organization he works for is no longer going to be in business and they're shutting down. He's looking for a job. And so then I picked up Brian, which then created a lot of relief for me because now Brian rides around with Julia as he's being taught how to learn my business, and Brian's in the field, and now Brian really can honestly say, yeah, he sees what goes on when Julia's in the field of all the riffraff wanting to come up and want to date her, bug her, blah, blah, blah. The eyes and the crazy eyes. So I even hear more from him about how, yeah, that's real. Your daughter definitely gets hit on out in the field. He's even having to interact with some guys and get the hell out of here. So eventually, the Kiefer, Julia, and Brian thing isn't working anymore, being that Kiefer has so much hair in the car, and it's just too many people in the truck. And eventually, Kiefer's separated from working with Julia and Brian, because for Brian, it's not enjoyable because there's just not enough room working out of the truck and having a dog in it. And he's more of a nuisance than any good. So now, that's when Kiefer kind of starts to come to be in my life, because now he's being left at home, and now he's more my responsibility. And now that Julia's dating Brian, it's more focal point on Brian than Kiefer. So then that's when Kiefer and I, last summer, really start to create a relationship. And you see all the video of me playing with Kiefer, and he kind of became the entertainment of the evening for me. And so then, as you all know, sadly, so quickly, Kiefer passed on 11/5, November 5th of last year. So wow. So that was heartbreaking, and if anybody watched my channel, you saw how sad I was. Now, what really gets interesting is, from Kiefer passing, it then creates me wanting to get another German Shepherd dog, even though my wife's like, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I'm like, yeah, but I really want an active dog. Yeah, right. I want an active dog to kind of keep being able to play with him. And how do I replace Kiefer? And we end up finding an individual that's got an ad that they're selling their German Shepherd puppies. And we go down to southern part of Virginia, and we meet this family. But I didn't really meet the family. I met some individuals. And Julie and I end up buying Prince and Gypsy, when in some ways we were really on a mission to maybe just buy one, but then I was always like, I'd rather have two, so two of them can grow up together. And Julia picked out Prince, and I picked out Gypsy, and then here you are. So now, keep in mind, this is last November last year. Julia and Brian are still dating and all. So then, shortly after that, we get them. We head to Florida, and we spend close to a month down in Florida because I'm very concerned about my mother's well-being. And I just really know that the days are limited for the well-being of my mother and me being able to be down there. And so I spent a lot of time down in Florida with my mother for close to a month and my dad. But meanwhile, I get even crazier when I get down there. And for whatever reason, I got to just tell you straight up, even for me, why the hell did I? Well, it was for my brother. That's right. So I want to get my brother. My brother was interested now in getting a dog again since he lost his dog. So now it turned into the adventure of, do we get my brother a dog, a German Shepherd? And because he liked the German Shepherd puppies that we brought down. So then it turned an adventure of me going and finding German Shepherd puppies just north of where my parents live, about an hour away. And my brother and I run up there on a late Friday evening, and we end up buying, I believe, three more German Shepherd puppies, because I wanted another one for myself. And I asked my brother if he wanted one, and then I say, do you really want two? And he was telling my page, I don't know, maybe I want two. Like, really, you really want two? I said, well, the Diesel dog, I'm definitely keeping him for me. So there was two dogs already picked out, and my brother's like, yeah, but maybe I want a second one. I'm like, well, I'm just telling you, I'm taking Diesel. That's my dog, and I'm bringing him back home with me. So then David picks out Axel and Luna, and then we leave. That's a Friday evening. So now, by Saturday evening, I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't I get one more just so that Diesel has his own buddy? Because for Gypsy and Prince, here's just really crapping in the garage. Should have probably let him out to frickin' run around, but I wasn't that smart. So I'm back on aisle 5 roll call duty cleanup. But oh well, whatever. It ain't like the shop ain't shit over and piss over anyways. Get out of there. Leave it alone. So now I get this crazy idea to go get one more German Shepherd puppy, and my brother and I and Dad and my daughter all ride up to Hudson, Florida. Come on, hey, Rebel, don't do anything. Don't get away from that stuff. Get this crazy idea to go run up there and get. Well, I called the night before, and when I called them, they had one puppy left. They had like 6 or 8 puppies on Friday. We took 3 of them, and by Saturday evening, they were down to 1, which was Rebel. So we blast back up there, and I get another German Shepherd puppy, and bring it home. My wife's gone nuts. My wife is so mad at me. She literally tells me, I ain't talking to you. She says, you really do want to get a divorce, don't you? I said, not really, but people have heard the story before. But anyways, so now I'm down there in Florida, 6 German Shepherd puppies. Yeah, everybody. I mean, how nuts can I be? But never thinking to myself that you go from November of last year to now May 2nd of this year, Julia gets married. And Julia is no longer really part of the picture here helping take care of the dogs. Don't get me wrong. If I told Julia to take Prince and Gypsy, she would. But I don't know. I'm not there yet on that. Because Gypsy and Prince are so much property here. Get out of there. Hey, get out of there. And they seem to be happy here. And it's kind of the pack. And so I don't know. You know, it's 2 less dogs. And as time progresses, the reality is, for me, we're going to lose the poodles. I mean, the poodles are 13, 14 years old. So things are going to change on that aspect. So for me, I mean, it is, the Gypsy and Prince are nice dogs. And I just think them going south, it's going to be a different world for them. So I'm just not there yet on that yet. But who the hell knows, for the most part, if you know what I'm saying. But it's just interesting on how Kiefer has created. Kiefer created the craziness in so many ways in my life, being that I have so many German Shepherd dogs now. My daughter's married. I mean, so you just start going through the things that played out from the loss of Kiefer. Yeah, isn't that just incredible? It just shows you how the world turns, and you don't know what really lies ahead for any of us. Sadly, a 28-year-old young man, died Saturday night here locally on his motorcycle. Same thing that killed my nephew, I believe, was it February 6, 2023? I believe it was. My nephew down there in Florida, T-Bone, a young man apparently ran a red light. A young man ran a red light at 10:30 at night down a very busy, I know exactly where it is, I have business down in Woodbridge, Virginia. Charles probably knows. It's Minnieville Road and the Prince William Parkway intersection. And the dumbass kid, ran a red light making a turn, or I should say he ran a red light in the middle of the intersection at 10:30 at night, and a lady was making a turn. It's a classic T-bone kill. If you're doing 40, 50 miles an hour and a car pulls in front of you and you hit it and you get ejected, you're dead. You're going to snap your neck. You'll probably snap your neck, or you're going to have such internal injuries. I mean, jumping a motorcycle at 30 miles an hour impact is the same as jumping off a 3-story building. That's the injuries you incur. So if you're doing 40, 50 miles an hour, it's like you're jumping off a 5, 6, 7, 8, 10-story building. You're not going to survive. So sadly, it's 20, but it's a terrible mistake. He was riding an Indian FTR 1200, which I have one of those, which I never ever ride, which I said, roll of stuff. He's going to come. I'm just on hold of so many things going on in my life and getting things in control, but you're going to see all stuff disappear. For the most part, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but I give it between now, late summer, you're just going to see this shop, for the most part, become empty. That's where it's all going. So, I really have no choice in so many ways, and it's just a waste. It doesn't get ridden, and I just have lost the motorcycle. I'm not excited. I mean, now, will I keep some bikes? I will, for sure. I mean, like the Honda stuff will probably stay around. Harley stuff, that's definitely got to go. All our Harley stuff will go, and stuff in the trailer. The FTR, the Chief Bobber. I'd like to keep my Honda stuff though, so hopefully I can make that work and just cut down on all this stuff. But anyways, yeah, the classic. So the kid is at nighttime. You're an idiot to ride a motorcycle at nighttime, because in heavy traffic and heavy traveled areas, that one single headlight just blends in with everything else, and then people can't. The biggest downside of a motorcyclist is you're a very small object, and people can't get the dimensional speed that you're traveling. So they don't realize how fast you're traveling, and they'll pull in front of you not realizing how fast you're going. That's a huge problem in major intersections where people get killed. I have read so many articles in this area of people being killed in major intersections in this area. It goes on all the time. Now, sadly, just up the street here, the Jenkins family, they lost their son and his girlfriend over on the GW Parkway, where I don't know the whole story to that. Very sad story, but the guy was probably, I don't know, he's probably 10 years younger than me, but he had his girlfriend in the back of his Harley, and I think they went into an exit ramp way too fast, and he crashed and killed himself. And then my good friend Chip, a great friend of mine, here just recently, we were talking, and sadly, his stepson died on his Harley here, I guess about 2 years ago. The guy was never a motorcycle rider. That's something when I hear people buy motorcycles that never grew up on motorcycles, I just think, man, I think your odds. It's not to say you can't learn how to ride a motorcycle, but if you're a person who never rode motorcycles and dirt bikes growing up, I don't know, man. I'm sure there's a lot of people would argue that. But sure enough, sadly, Chip's second wife, beautiful woman, firstborn boy, close as all get out, goes out and buys a Harley, like a Sportster, not even a big bike. And apparently it's a used bike, and somebody had two different tires on the motorcycle. So it had a front tire and rear tire with different treads. So he gets out in the back roads, out there in the Blue Ridge, Parkway or mountains, and sure enough, he gets a little squirrely, and he goes off the road and he kills himself. I mean, this goes on you just have no idea how many stories I've heard of people that I know that meaning a friend that have killed themselves on motorcycles. And for the record, a year ago, on that Harley, I should have been dead. If I would have hit that lady, I would have hit her at 41 miles an hour, if you see my screen, and I would have hit that lady. If I were to survive that, probably would have had major physical problems with my body. And so I don't know, so it's just at some point you just think, yeah, is it really worth it? I don't know. Is it worth, do you really get back what you risk yourself to get out of it? So I'm just not there. And plus, as you can see, I just have too many projects that take precedent at this time of me taking care of my property and house. And I just don't feel right just jumping on a bike and disappearing for the day when I got too many other things to take care of. And then I got the dogs. And you just lock up the dogs all day. So there it is. There's the morning conversation. I kind of kept the politics out of it. It's just a waste of time. Politicians will do whatever the hell they want to do. And they're going to just tell you, suck it up, buttercup. I mean, Donald Trump and China now are rolling back all the tariffs. It's the game of who gives, who doesn't. It's a 90-day reprieve. We'll see. I mean, but for me, it's like, where's the discounts? When do things get cheaper, everybody? I'm not impressed. If you don't say Donald Trump's the greatest thing in the world, keep in mind, I'm not a hater of Donald Trump, but Jesus Christ, the guy's coming to office and everything's now more expensive. How are you a fan of that? Well, then the Trump supporters go, well, he's done this and done that. Well, sad news is the Trump runs 3 years, and if he irks enough people, then enough people will show up to make sure the GOP's kicked out, and then they'll just reverse all the policies he put in place. So, I mean, it's just a game, man. It's just a never-ending game. Who wins, who loses, and all the big executives know they got to be careful what they say, so you just kind of sit in the sidelines and watch it all play out, and they just make their millions anyways. I mean, come on. All these CEOs, these big automotive companies, computer companies, they all make their millions. I mean, at the end of the day, they're laughing. Who cares? Whatever. I'm set for life. There it is. That's it. The guys like their toys. Somewhat. They're all chilled out. And I picked up the aisle 5, so I'm good. I'm a good kennel master. So God bless. Have a great day and stay tuned for more Ice Age TV conversations and adventures.